Canadian governments have decided that the way to throw a party for our country's 150th birthday celebration this year is to spend their way into hosting the most un-Canadian celebrations ever. The Liberals allotted $500 million in part to bring in half of the Irish band U2, never mind commissioning a Canadian act from our long list of available talent. The Ontario Liberals also doled out hundreds of thousands to rent out a giant and allegedly counterfeit duck. And Calgary brought in a giant red ball with a portion of the $700,000 grant that the Liberals gave the city for celebrations. So what does this all have to do with Canada? I think the worst thing to come out of this spending spree is the design of a new and fancy logo. Now, this isn't a new thing in Canada. It's kind of like history repeating itself. There was a similar logo design completed for Canada's 100th birthday. I can't even begin to imagine the cost of branding and executing the latest logo, and it was the result of a contest that the Conservatives actually held in order to make a design to commemorate Canada's 150th birthday celebration. The contest was open to students who were promised a $5,000 reward, and although the Government of Canada website describes the design as very Canadian-esque, with explanations that some of the shapes symbolize the 4 provinces of Confederation and others representing the other provinces, the winner says she wanted to keep it simple and that the design is supposed to symbolize unity. I guess it kind of looks like a colorful maple leaf, which the designer said she originally wanted to avoid. Now, I have nothing against this young lady. She entered a contest and won it fair and square. I just don't like this design because I don't think we need to change anything about traditional Canadian symbols, whether it's a holiday or not. The thing is that I don't even think this contest should have been held in the first place. Maybe this doesn't seem like a big deal to people. It's just a logo after all, right? But this is the second redesign of the maple leaf, which has been a traditional symbol in Canada since the 18th century, before even any flag was adopted officially, which, by the way, if you're unfamiliar, the selection of the official flag that first appeared in 1965 still causes division among some Canadians. You could actually even say that the issue is very similar to this logo redesign. You see, Canadians traditionally use the Union Jack or the red ensign as a national flag until Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson ordered a redesign that would eventually become what we now know as the maple leaf. So this changing or redesigning of symbols has been a thing in Canada for quite some time now. I said earlier that history is repeating itself. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel a sense of pride when I see traditional Canadian symbols like the maple leaf. But who's really going to identify with and have that kind of personal connection to this new logo a year or even a month from now? Not only was this project a waste of taxpayer money, but this idea that we need to change or alter traditional symbols that represent us as a nation is really just a bad one, and it's a slippery slope. We change a few things here and there for a holiday, and then what's next? You know, I really hate it when the government overspends and wastes our taxpayer dollars for un-Canadian celebrations on the nation's birthday. But modifying our national symbols is about as un-Canadian as you can get. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, you might like our premium content. Starting at just $8 a month, you still get access to our free content plus our full-length shows. Click the link to check out all of the options.